Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy the Stock Dude back with another hot video. Today is September the 6th and the year is 2020. And like I always say, I am not a stock expert, nor do I play one on YouTube. Anything you hear on this channel or any other channel, make sure that you do your own due diligence and your own research before you put your hard-earned money at risk. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and subscribe to this channel. That way, when the next video comes out, you will be sure not to miss a thing. Now, on your screen, I'm showing you a picture of a bunch of little fish. Now, these little fish, they have a symbolic meaning to them. I'm not just showing you little fish just to show you little fish. They mean something. These little fish on your screen that you see right now, they represent you and me in the stock market. You and I, us, we are those little fish. Now, every once in a while, in the ocean, a big fish comes along and disrupts the area occupied by little fish. So on Thursday and Friday in the stock market, we had a big fish to come along. Better yet, a whale came along and disrupted the NASDAQ. Now, for those that don't know, the NASDAQ has a lot of companies that are technology companies trading in the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ was disrupted by a whale on Thursday and Friday. And how do I know? I know because prices in the NASDAQ began to fall and fall quickly. Now, I can tell you better how I know by explaining how I found out. I found out that something was going on in the NASDAQ because I am invested in certain stocks within the technology industry in the NASDAQ. So, to put it simple and plain, when I start seeing my account having heavy losses, when I start losing a lot of money, oh, that got my attention real quick. And it confused me at first because 3 of these stocks, you know well, that I was invested in. Tesla, Apple, and Facebook. Tesla and Apple, the prices of their stock here lately have been on a tear, rising. Prices getting higher by the day in Tesla and also in Apple. Apple in particular, I'll be honest with you, your boy made some good money in Apple. I'm going to tell you, I wanted apple pies. I wanted apple turnovers. I just wanted I started to eat more apples because I was making so much money on Apple. Felt blessed. That ain't nothing that I did. That ain't nothing but the Lord that pulled that off. But anyway, Apple and Tesla in particular, those prices began to fall and fall fast. So I did some research and I found out why. I found out that in the NASDAQ, we had a big whale to come through and disrupt a lot of the technology stocks, causing the price to crash. In other words, fall quicker than the temperature in January. So I did some research and I found out who that whale was. I'm going to tell you. Better yet, I can show you. Better than I can tell you who that whale was. SoftBank was that whale that came through the NASDAQ and disrupted us little fish. Now, for those of you that don't know, Let me tell you a little bit about SoftBank. SoftBank Group Corporation is a corporation based out of Tokyo, Japan. They are a huge holding company. Now, for those that don't know, a holding company is a company that owns shares of stocks and also owns options in other companies that trade on the stock exchange. So what that company does is they basically buy stock and invest in stock and options in other companies to create another source of revenue for their company. So I found out that SoftBank is trading stocks like I am. They trading like your boy, the stock dude. So they are accumulating shares of stock. Now, what happened Thursday and Friday, SoftBank decided to sell a lot of shares of stock that they own. So they accumulated a lot of shares of stock starting back in March, April, and particularly in May. And then all of a sudden they decided to sell those shares of stock. That is the reason why we were disrupted in the stock market, particularly in the NASDAQ on Thursday and also on Friday. SoftBank decided to sell billions of dollars worth of stock. And when that happens, it brings the price down. Just like buying billions of dollars worth of stock makes prices rise. It works the opposite way when somebody or some company sells billions of dollars worth of stock. That price comes down. So SoftBank was that big whale that disrupted us. Now, SoftBank is an actual company. They are sort of like an investment bank, but they are actually a company as well. They provide sell mobile devices, and also they sell mobile services and broadband to millions of people in Japan. Now, this is how the stock market works. The stock market works like this. Those little fish that I showed you at the beginning of the video, that's you and that's me. We are the little fish. Little fish don't move prices up or make prices fall in the stock market. I hate to break it to you, but when you buy 3 shares of Apple stock, it does not make the stock for Apple's price get higher. I can't move these stock prices higher or lower because I'm a little fish just like you a little fish. But the way the stock market works is when those big fish, in other words, when the whales decide to buy billions and billions of dollars worth of stock, that creates a situation where prices rise. Same thing when prices fall. When those whales decide that they want to sell stock and generate income, like SoftBank did, prices fall. So that's how the stock market works. The key to making money in this market, I'm going to tell you, I didn't really make a lot of money in the stock market until I learned 2 things. First thing I learned is to find out where the whales put their money, where the millionaires and the billionaires investors put their money, and then put my money with their money. When I learned how to find out where the whales swim at and where the whales invest at, I learned that I could put my little $200 with theirs or my little $300 with theirs, and I could make it grow because I put my money with their money. They know more about the market than I do. They know more about the market than you do. So once I learned that, I was able to generate income from the stock market. And I'm going to tell you the second thing that I learned that helped me make money in the market. and it's this. I learned how to read a stock chart. I cannot say this enough. Read a stock chart. Learn how to read a stock chart. Please learn how to read it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. Stock charts can tell you a lot of times before something happens, good or bad, in the way a stock price is trading, how it's going higher, lower. A stock chart can kind of give you the heads up ahead of time. So I implore you, learn how to read a stock chart. Now, I'll give you my favorite website that I don't do anything without consulting. It goes by the name of finviz.com. Finviz.com. I'm going to take you there in a minute. But I learned how to read a stock chart. Once I learned where the big whales swim and put their money to put mine with theirs, and I learned how to read a stock chart to get the heads up on prices going down or prices going up, then and only then was I able to generate income. So once again, it was SoftBank that was responsible for selling billions of dollars worth of shares of stock that caused the market, particularly in the NASDAQ, to crash. I'm going to read some of this article to you. It says SoftBank, identified as the NASDAQ whale who bought billions in stock options betting on higher prices for the biggest names in tech. Now, some of the companies that SoftBank invested in were Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, Google, Zoom, Nvidia, Salesforce, Adobe, many other companies, just too many to name. So SoftBank bought shares of stock in these companies, and then they decided to sell these shares. Now, 3 stocks that I had were Tesla, Apple, and Facebook. And when I noticed those prices start to crater, it caught me off guard. And I was like, what's going on with that? It doesn't make sense. So I did some research and found out that it was SoftBank were the ones who decided to sell what they had bought. And for the past few months, Apple and Tesla, Facebook have been doing wonderfully as far as their price going higher until SoftBank got involved in the picture. Now it says SoftBank was the buyer of billions of dollars in technology company options in the past month. Analysts said that the activity in call options, those that bet on stocks rising, added to market froth as sellers of the options bought stock. Market froth. Now, it's kind of ironic because I just made a video last week talking about market froth. Now, market froth is where the prices of the stock market and the prices of a lot of stocks that trade in the market get to where they're too high. See, prices are not supposed to go straight up. Stocks should not just go from $10 straight up to $50 over the course of a month. That's not normal. It's not good for you unless you own that stock, but it's not good for the company as well because it creates uncertainty within the price action and the way a stock trades. Now, SoftBank disrupted that. Now, this article right here says SoftBank reportedly bought billions worth of high-flying tech stocks, helping propel the market's recent record rally. Y'all been wondering why the stock market been going up and away like Superman? Because of companies like SoftBank who buy billions of dollars worth of stock. And one thing I know about people in general, people do what other people are doing. So if you invested in the market and people find out that you made a little money, doing okay, guess what they want to do? They want to invest in the market too, so they can make a little money and be doing okay right along with you. People copycats, man. They need to be ashamed of themselves. So SoftBank is reportedly the big whale that we were talking about at the beginning of the video. And it says Japan's SoftBank Group Corp bought 4 billion shares. $4 billion worth of shares in tech companies and another $4 billion worth of call options tied to roughly $50 billion in tech stocks. Let that sink in. $50 billion worth of stock. Now, one thing I know about companies that buy stock and also investors that buy stock, sooner or later when you make money, these billionaires and billionaire companies, they're no different than you and no different than I am. Because sooner or later when you see your account grow to a certain level of profit, what you gonna do with that money? You gonna get that sooner or later. You gonna look at that account and you gonna see that you done invested in something and you done made $1,000 or whatever. Sooner or later, you gonna want that money. So that's what happened. SoftBank had been buying stock since March, April, and into May. And if I made good money on it with my little bit of change I got, don't you think the billionaire company who have more money at their disposal made good money as well? Oh, I think so. Now, let's look at Tesla. This is a chart, stock chart that I was talking about earlier on my website that I like. See it right here? Finviz.com. This is a stock chart of Tesla. As you can see, Tesla has been in what's known as an uptrend. See this magenta color line right there? That's a line of what's known as resistance. If you look right here, when the price got to that magenta line, it started to come down. Came down to this cyan colored line. It bounced off of that line. That's a line of support, which means that it supports the price, because when it comes off it, it's coming off as of a support line. So it goes higher. So this is an uptrend. This is what you want to look for when you are thinking of putting your money into a stock, whether it be Tesla or any other stock. You want to look to follow the trends. So Tesla's price on, looks like about Wednesday, was right at $500 per share. In a matter of 1, 2, 3 days, each one of these candlesticks represent 1 day's trading. Opening price, highest price traded for the day, lowest price traded for that day, and closing price. Each one of these candles represents 1 day's trading. So in the matter of 1, 2, 3 days, Tesla stock dropped from $500 a share down to near $400 a share. $400, it was at $500, and now within 3 days it's down to $400. So it fell in price $100 a share. And people that I talked to, buddies of mine, was saying they was interested in buying Tesla. And I said, well, it's a good idea, because Tesla is a #1 rated stock. So if you got the money to get Tesla, you're getting a good stock. But the thing is, when I looked at this stock chart, as I told you before, it gives you the heads up before something happens. So I told, my friends, I say, hey, look, man, I think if you wait a few days, you can get a better price on Tesla. Because I said it looked like it's getting ready to come down. Now, I don't know that just because I'm smart. I looked at the chart. Because when people call me and start talking about Tesla, I saw this right here. I saw it go up against this purple line of resistance right here. Or magenta or whatever. I don't have my glasses. Purple or magenta. How about that? This line right here. I saw it went up and hit this line. Now, me being able to read a stock chart tells me that when it goes up and hits that line, prices are likely to fall. So I was telling my buddies, I said, hey man, wait a little while and you'll get Tesla at a better price. Lo and behold, Tesla's price crashes down almost $100 a share cheaper. So hopefully my buddies waited on that, and I think they did because I talked to some and they said they didn't pull the trigger as of yet. So Tesla is a #1 rated stock. Now I know you're probably wondering, well, stock dude, being that Tesla crashed here and the big whale is still in the water, when will be a good time to buy Tesla, Apple, and Facebook and other companies in that NASDAQ stock area? I'm going to tell you when will be a good time. Better yet, I can show you better than I can tell you. If you look right here, Tesla started to fall on that day. Tesla fell even more on that day. Then this little small candlestick was where Tesla started to catch what's known as bids, right around this $400, $405 price range. Now, bid just means that people are willing to step in and start buying Tesla. When it catches bids, that means people are buying it and they're willing to pay that price. They figure it's undervalued and they want to own it. So that day, it was a small candlestick, which means they stopped it from crashing and they began to purchase it right around that $405 range. And as you see, the very next day, you had even more bids to come in. And this last day right here was on Friday, where Tesla rose in price over $11, $11.32 to be precise. Tesla traded higher. So I'm willing to wager and bet you that at some point next week, even though it's a shortened holiday week, that at some point next week it will be okay to purchase Tesla, because I believe that Tesla, the price action that I'm seeing here, it has stopped that downtrend. The big whale has sold what he wants to sell and collect the money that he wants to. And I think now us little fish can take it from here and push Tesla higher. So you have my blessing. If you want to purchase Tesla, I think it's a good investment because it's a #1 stock. Now, the other stock that people are asking about is this one, Apple. Once again, I made good money on Apple. Oh my Lord, Lord, Lord. Oh, I was praising them while I made some good money on Apple. So Apple is a stock also that had a stock split. And it looks like now Apple is done crashing as well. You see right here on Wednesday, you see this candlestick big and red. That's people selling. And one thing I can tell you about when people sell, it's contagious. It's something about it. Stocks fall in price a lot faster than they rise in price. And the reason for that is because fear moves faster than happiness. I'm going to say it again. Fear moves faster than happiness. When stocks go up, everybody's happy. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. You're happy, you're making money. But when stocks fall, they fall twice as fast as they go up. Because fear is a stronger emotion. Because it's real money. This is real money. People don't want to look in their accounts and see that they're losing $100, $200, $300, $400, $2,000, $5,000 in the hole. People don't want that. So they are willing to sell stocks at any price just to get out. I don't really recommend it, but I've been there and I've done it myself. I've sold stocks in the past just to stop the bleeding. In other words, just to stop it from draining my account, because you don't know how low a stock will fall. So when some people look at the market and they see a bunch of selling, guess what they do? They sell too. And then that's why when a downturn like what happened in the NASDAQ on Thursday and Friday happens, a lot of times it lasts more than one day. The stock market is down 1,000 points. It's very seldom that all of that selling is initiated within that one trading day. Normally it's 2, maybe 3 days. But as you can see right here, Wednesday is down, Thursday Apple is down, and then look at this, Friday. See that right there? Look at that tail on the bottom. That tail is the lowest price that Apple traded on Friday, right around, I guess, look like about $110, $111. Then after that, people stepped in who wanted to buy Apple and push the price higher. So you're probably wondering, is it a good investment to buy Apple? I would say yes. Apple is also a highly rated stock. So I will be willing to bet you, based on the price action and what I'm seeing out of this stock chart, that at some point next week, Apple would be safe to buy. You have your boy's blessing on Apple as well. Third stock people are asking about is Facebook. Now, Facebook has been going up quite a bit here lately. If you look right here in March is when Facebook started to rise. Same thing. Went down to this level right here on this cyan colored line, pushed off of that line and went higher. Came back down to this cyan colored line right here. Green candle, which means buyers, people stepped in willing to purchase it, bought it, and it's been going higher off and on ever since. And this right here lets me know that people are continuing to buy Facebook, even though SoftBank, that whale, had been selling the past few days. But I see this big green spike on the bottom of the screen for Apple, and that lets me know that that's brand new money right there. Might even be another whale buying stock, or it could be a millionaire. Now these big spikes right here, that's not us. We the little fish. Remember I said at the beginning of the video, we the little fish. That's not us, this big spike right here. Here go us right here. We these little teeny lines of volume. And volume ain't nothing but just shares bought or shares sold. That's what volume is. So being that I see this big green influx of volume that came in the first part of August, that lets me know that even though the whale sold a lot of shares on Thursday, which is this candlestick right here, and on Friday, being that I see that big spike of volume right here and also near the end of August, that lets me know that as soon as Apple's stock price trades green, you got my blessing. Not Apple. Did I say Apple? Y'all let me say Apple and didn't even say nothing. As soon as Facebook's price trades green, you got my blessing to buy you some shares of Facebook. And I will be willing to bet you that next week, Facebook will turn positive, because it's the same thing as we saw on the other stock chart. This long tail came in and it went down to this low point, and then buyers, people who wanted to own Facebook, stepped in and purchased. So I would say give it maybe 1 or 2 days, but whenever Facebook turns green, you have my blessing to buy Facebook. Now, just want to remind you guys that if you haven't done so yet, that you please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell, and also leave your boy some comments on the bottom of the screen. Let me know how you feel about the videos. And also, please share this video on your phone. Share it and send it to somebody. Because if I don't tell you about what's going on in this market, think about it. Who's going to do it? People aren't really training and teaching this stuff. So if I don't do it, who's going to take the time? But that's why you got me. Let me handle it for you. Now, so that's the question. Everybody want to know, when is it a good time to buy Tesla, Apple, and Facebook? I would give you my blessing at some point next week when either one of those three turns positive and trades green. You have my blessing to buy Facebook, Apple, or Tesla. Now, once again, the reason for what we have seen the past few days in the stock market is because SoftBank, located out of Tokyo, Japan, decided to sell some of the billions of dollars worth of shares that they had in their company, and that it would cause the turmoil and the influx of turmoil within the stock market that us little fish experienced on Thursday and Friday. I'm a little fish, you a little fish, us little fish gotta stick together. Once again, I'm the one known as the Stock Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll holler at you later. Peace!